Meet Omar and Abdullah. They both want to buy a used car. Omar does it the traditional way. He looks at ads in newspapers and magazines and online, but he's frustrated. Lots of information is missing, and that makes it difficult to compare the cars. One has the year and the other one doesn't. One says the mileage, but not the other. Sometimes there's not even a picture, and oftentimes the same car is listed at several different prices. What to do? It's hard to compare, so he has to do some legwork, and he starts making calls. Lots of calls. Of course, every seller tells him the same story. The car's in perfect condition. You've just got to come out and see it. Whew, this is really time-consuming. And who does he believe? Finally, Omar has narrowed it down to the 3 or 4 cars he wants to see. Unfortunately, after driving all the way out to see some of the cars, he learns that the seller's idea of a pristine condition is a far cry from his expectation. The picture from the front of the car didn't show that big dent in the back. The odometer reading was way off and the tires are worn and out of date. A wasted trip. After more than one unhappy experience, Omar finally finds a car he likes, and after some tough negotiation, he makes his decision and settles on a price. But he's nervous that he might be overpaying. Sure enough, when he talks to the bank about financing, he finds out that they think it's worth 10,000 dirhams less than what he negotiated, and they won't finance the full amount he's looking for. So now he'll have to come up with a bigger down payment than he had budgeted. Wouldn't it have been nice to know this up front? All in all, a long, frustrating, and expensive ordeal for Omar. Now let's meet Abdullah. He had a much better experience. A friend told him about Symplfy.com, and life was so much easier. All of the cars on Symplfy had several pictures and a complete set of information that was checked by a professional third party. So there was no wondering about the accuracy of the specs or the condition of the car. Symplfy also had a user-friendly comparison tool which made it super easy to compare cars side by side. And all the information was there, so he didn't have to call around to get the details. What a time saver. Abdullah also saved time and stress negotiating on the price. With Symplfy's innovative approach, he was able to buy a valuation report on the cars he liked the most, so he knew in advance how much a bank thought the car was worth. That helped him make a reasonable offer on the cars and ignore the sellers who were asking too much for their cars. Once he decided which cars to see, he was able to go meet the sellers feeling confident their cars would look and be just as described, and armed with good information about the amount of financing a bank would provide. This let him close the deal knowing he had done his homework and feeling sure he had found the very best deal for himself. All in all, a great experience, and much more like what buying a car should be. Fun! So now that you've met Omar and Abdullah, which one would you rather be? Symplfy.com. The faster, better way to buy a used car.